Well, guys, looks like we might have our first compensation of the year, and it has to do with the new Max 86 base hero upgrade that came out today. And I think we all were a little surprised it came out this early into the game, and we'll talk about why I think they did that. And it's not that expensive. It is an 85 and 86 rated squad right now. One team of the week player also needed in there. There were people saying, how are we supposed to get all this fodder? Like, they don't give out any rewards, and a lot of complaints along those lines, and we'll get into some of those too. We will actually open this pack at the end of the video if you want to stick around for that. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the top of the description. They're the safest and the cheapest option, and you can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. We have an Evolution League. Cornerstones Team 2 leagues are in. Pretty much almost the full team, I want to say. But anyway, of course, as always, thank you all for being here. Still trying to get the streams up and running. I'll tell you in my daily video the day I can go back live again. I've got a guy coming out here on Friday to look, and it kind of sucks because I'm literally moving in a month, so I might have this problem again with the same ISP. But anyway, just trying to figure that out for now. But if you're new around here, subscribe for terrible, horrible content with awful takes. Max 86 base hero upgrade in French was actually not Max 86. This is where the compensation is going to come in here. Let's just show you that right now. FUT Sheriff tweets out, it seems in French it says 86 plus, and it did say 86 plus in French right there. Maybe the first compensation of the year. This actually has now been changed to this right here, where it just says Max 86, no plus symbol. So there's going to be compensation on the way here at some point. And if you guys don't know how this works, you can change your language in the game, and you can go to French and get the compensation. And that's this question down here. I think you also have to stay in French until you actually get the compensation. I believe that's the case. And there was this comment from Andy down here who also says, you know, you do have to shove a baguette up your ass as well. And I mean, I don't need French hero pack compensation to also do that. But anyway, it's an 86 plus hero. This actually happened pretty early on last year with the first icon pack as well, when I think it was supposed to be like Max 88 or Max 87. And in a certain language, EA said 88 plus or 89 plus, whatever the hell it was. But yeah, this is gonna be a compensation at some point here. And let me know in the comments who you guys got in your hero pack as well. I'd like to hear that. And we'll see if mine's better or if mine's worse here just a little bit. But there was some controversy around, like, okay, why release a hero pack now? The power curve, you're trying to slow it down. You want heroes and icons to be in the power curve longer, yet in basically 1 week, because full release was last Thursday, we now all are getting a hero already. And then added on to that, we also have the requirements being 85,000 coins here, right? So you got 85k of fodder. Basically, where are we supposed to get 85k worth of fodder when there's not many rewards right now? So I think to a certain extent that is a fair criticism to a degree. I do think cards do now mean more. You know, gamble picks and gamble packs the last about 3 years has basically been this. They come out, you can do them if you want to. Some of them are very cheap, you can easily do them, but you're almost never going to get a card that you actually care about. It's extremely rare. Whereas something like this with these new game modes, I think you do care about more cards you're going to pack, which maybe makes these SBCs kind of more worth it. This is why I do think good gauntlets would be really cool with like good rewards. And I think Kudus is a fine reward for the first week of the game, but keeping this up in the future, having decent gauntlet rewards is important, because gamble SBCs like this, if I do go out and pack Jamie Carragher or something like that, they're going to then mean something to me for at least longer. We need to have all the abundance of cards in this game at least last a little bit longer and mean something for a little bit longer. And of course, there's cards like Dempsey or cards like Newer that obviously you get them and you're almost never going to be happy about that, even in a gauntlet squad. But I think there are more that you care about probably than in previous years, I want to say. But I like getting temperature checks with you guys. You know, how are you enjoying the game right now? Do you like it still? Do you hate it? Absolutely can't stand it. We talked about it being polarizing yesterday. It does seem to still kind of be polarizing. Even in my comments, it was pretty polarizing, which honestly, that might not be a bad thing, considering usually it's just full of hate. And usually I'm sitting here being like, the game is not good. By this point last year, we all knew the game sucked. So I guess baby steps, but we'll see how it turns out. Cornerstones Team 2 leaks. Here she is, Claudia Pina. Yes, she is going to be in Cornerstones Team 2. Yesterday with the banning stuff, by the way, I do want to comment on that because, as you guys know, there were some people getting banned for trading Claudia Pina. And there was a comment that I forgot who it was. I apologize. They were like, they were pumping and dumping Claudia Pina. They got banned, rightfully so. And there were people that were pumping and dumping Claudia Pina. I don't even know Jake FUT Trading was doing that. I'm just showing this as an example. A lot of trading going on with her, right? But if you're pumping and dumping cards and you're getting banned for it, sorry. Like, you know, it'd be nice to have EA cracking down on that. But there is a fine line here. It's like, to what cards are hyped and what cards end up being pump and dumped. Because right now, Claudia Pina's price is still almost 40k. So is the pump and dumping still going on? She reached almost 100k. That was when it was prime pump and dump, but her price still settled way higher than what she was at before. And she's still one of the most popular cards in the game. I saw her at almost every Rivals team I was going against. So it's like, to what level does a pump and dump end and it becomes like there's a lot of hype for her and trading with her is fine? That's probably a fine line there, but EA can kind of ban whoever they want to without any care. I was talking about the guys yesterday who got banned, who just like sold her once. And I saw a couple guys who got banned for that. Now, they might be lying, of course, because, you know, who knows if the random guys on Twitter are telling the truth or not. But anyway, I also saw this player of the month maybe's unlikely then. I think that's probably true, actually. I feel like she would not be in this promo if they thought she was getting a player of the month card in a couple weeks' time, because it won't make her better than this card. So maybe this does lean us towards no player of the month for Claudia Pina. And next up here, Florian Wirtz is coming in the Cornerstones promo as well. And you guys already know what the replies were. Do I even have to say it? You know, more promos than goals and assists. I mean, it had to happen. He does have, I think, the most chances created in the league, I think. I want to say it's Florian Wirtz. So if you're a Liverpool fan, okay, just hold on, because the clowning will be even more sweet if he comes through and ends up having a great season, great career for Liverpool. All of that will become even sweeter. Now, CR7 also is coming in the promo as well. All stats today are all predictions, by the way. So keep that in mind here. We do know, though, that the upgrades aren't going to be anything crazy, so you kind of know what the card can look like by just looking at their gold card. But Ronaldo is in the team as well. And the last one we'll look at before we see the full team here is Joao Neves as well, who, if you guys have used him, let me know if you've liked him. He's a card that seems pretty decent, but I feel like he could be kind of mid. I feel like he's either bang average or he's actually like a sleeper. I'm not really sure what to think of Joao Neves. And the next up here, we've got a lot of the best players from this team. It's not the full team, I shouldn't say that, but it's a lot of the best players from this team. Trent Alexander-Arnold is also going to be in there. We got Balde, Adeyemi, Jordan Pickford, Kefrem Turam, of course, which, as you guys know, if you're if you're watching my stream, I was gonna like do a crazy Evo on Turam. I just put him in so many Evos. Yeah, right here. I have him. I think I might have put him into like 6 different evolutions to get some stats up, and I'm still gonna put him in that center mid Evo, but a new card's coming out right now anyway. So I don't know. Maybe we actually won't. And then Turlin is also down there as well. But you know, it's a solid team. I think a lot of these types of cards are actually more interesting to me than these top Florian Wirtz type cards. The cards like Adeyemi or Turam or Ronaldo, even going from like 83, 84 to 85, 86. Those kind of interest me a little bit more. But we'll talk some market effects here on these guys and the SBC leak that we have right now as well. And I'm assuming this will be the biggest one of the week because usually the first one is kind of the main or the biggest one. And that's a Hansko SBC. I think his name's Hansko. If I'm saying his name wrong, I'm so sorry. But actually a very slept on center back. I actually really liked his gold card when I tried him. And it could look something like this. I think he's like 6'3", decent play styles. So pretty damn good card. Not very hyped up, but a pretty practically good card. And that's the only SBC leak that we've got at the moment. And then last up here, we do have a new Max 83 Striker Evo coming to Ultimate Team soon. We get a stat boost, a new silver playstyle, and also it gains cam, Max 5 regular playstyles, and Max 3 positions. And I know Mateus Cunha does fit in here, and also a lot of the starter strikers are gonna fit that are probably 83 pace or less, 83 shooting or less. I know like Ekitike does not fit. Marcus Rashford does not fit. This Calvert-Lewin, though, this card does fit. If we zoom in, like 83 pace, 80 shot, 81 dribbling, 80 physical, kind of what you can expect to fit in this Evo. This Conway card fits in here, and we'll actually read FUT Police League's reply to this tweet in just 1 second, but 84 pace, 80 shot, 80 dribbling, right around that, right? And FUT Police Leagues does say both in terms of both of them fitting. It's hard to say because both should get great upgrades, apparently. So hopes can be a little bit high for this Evo, maybe, that it might be pretty damn good. And FUT Agents has the same thing. Big evolution, stats upgrade, rolls upgrade as well, and Surge can be used here as well. So the leakers making it seem like it's a pretty good evolution. We will wait and see. They've told us that before, and it's been like solid, but nothing crazy, but there is a decent amount of hope here that it's a pretty good evolution. And let's talk about this market now. So I'm actually really happy with where this market is at in terms of what we talked about yesterday, that the 2000 FC points, which by the way appears to be legitimately intentional. And also there were some comments of people saying like it's the EA Play Pro thing. This is not out of the ordinary. Many people who did not have EA Play Pro still got the FC points. I did see some people say they didn't get them, so I don't really know. It could have been a glitch in that case, but either way, EA said nothing about them today. I would lean towards they just wanted to release them a little bit earlier because of the Hero SBC. But with those 2K FC points, cards like Marmoush, he's actually already rebounded like a couple thousand coins. I saw him being sniped at 18K. He had 19,500 right there. So, you know, he's already bounced back up a couple thousand coins. And that's with Rivals demand not really being there right now. I guess maybe like in an hour from now-ish, I'm recording this, we should start to see some Rivals sell-off, but Rivals rewards as well post this. great time to buy. I think Weekend League demand will make this market go crazy, honestly. I think it's going to be a really nice time to buy cards. Now, Marmouche is a card that's kind of an exception on his lower ratedness because he's so in demand, but cards like Yokeresh, you know the drill. The rarer cards are going to be probably doing great this weekend, so that still stands. Plus the Gauntlet guys, by the way, there should be a little bit of Gauntlet sell-off, you would think, for some cards that are like 3, 4, 5K, so be aware of that. I don't know how much, but there should be some. And then Fodder today, obviously with the hero upgrade, did very well. 85s, 86s, and 87s are up a lot right now. If you guys bought into them, we talked about it. I think we talked about it, what, 4 or 5 days ago we talked about it. It was like a day or two before the hero upgrade was announced, I want to say. So maybe like 5, 6 days ago, but I'm shamelessly plugging this because if you bought Fodder, you made a ton of coins. I bought some 86s at 4,500. Yeah, I was sniping on one of these dates here for 4,500 coins, and now I'm selling at a crazy ROI, and if you guys bought too, then I'm sure you're doing the exact same thing. So once in a while on this channel, we can make coins together, you know, just once in a while. But okay, let's read some of your comments and we'll open our hero pack. And Darren here says, I have an issue with FC26 that I've not heard anyone talking about. Do you have somewhere I can send a video to show you? And just so you know, guys, if there's ever a glitch, any sort of story you think I'd find interesting, DM it to me on Twitter. It's right above my head, and you never know, we might report on your story if you send it to me. Or any news you see, just like at me or something like that. And Sean here says, I like the idea, but locking the promo card behind 3-0 performances on 1 attempt per day is rough. And this is exactly the kind of thing I think is very fair to criticize, because yes, I also prefer that they introduce game modes without the single entry days or limited entries. I know the tournament, I think was it 5 entries per day, which is like almost unlimited, but not really. Like, what are you limiting 5 a day for? Is it just too good to let it be unlimited? And make the reward, I don't know, an 80 by 2 or something, or 82 by 2. If you win it repeatedly, you get an 82 by 2 pack. Like, these tournaments and gauntlets are better. The fact that we have them at all, a lot better than the previous years. But yes, the whole 1 attempt per day, 2 attempts per day, come back tomorrow and try, and you know, try again. I absolutely hate that sort of new thing EA does now. It's friendlies with match limits, just dressed up better and better rewards slightly, and a little bit more forgiving than just straight up friendlies with match limits, but it's not all that different, and I just hate that. The gauntlet, I understand being limited attempts, but I prefer, I think a lot of you guys probably prefer the, okay, tournament's out, if I win the 4 games, I get this reward, and we gotta keep grinding until I can do it. If you want to put in all the time to try and get the 4 wins, you do it 25 times, you can do that in 1 day if you wanted to. You know, if you think back to the most popular tournaments in the last 10 years, when tournaments were a thing in FIFA, you have like the team of the season, what was it? There was a team of the season, is it Huth? Was Robert Huth a tournament objective? There were like random ones like that you just had to keep trying until you won it. And it's like, yeah, it's sweaty, but you have unlimited tries. It's a really nice balance of the two, whereas now you have the gauntlet, which is 1 entry. You've got the tournaments, which might be like 2 entries a day, and it's like, okay, well, there's a lot of jeopardy at stake here. Despite it being a different game mode, there's still a lot of jeopardy at stake. And I don't think they've found that balance between there is some jeopardy on this match, but also it's not the end of the world. That is like the perfect combination of FIFA gameplay. There's jeopardy, but it's not the end of the world. Unlike we had with Weekend League for years and Rivals for years, and we had limited checkpoints now, which does help. And like SB said here too, like, why can Gauntlet players go back in if they got all the rewards already? To me, how they have it set up right now, there should never be like no point in playing. I think you should go to any game mode, and there should never be just straight up no point. Like right now, if you finish the rewards in Gauntlet, you had an extra 3 games today, you didn't have to play. There was literally no point. I know you have to cap rewards somehow, but just anything, I don't know, in objectives, like anytime you win X amount of games in a row, you get X pack. And it can be so little, like just 75 by 2, 78 by 2s that just add up over time. You're going to get some 83s, 84s, 85s, walkouts once in a while, all by just kind of playing game modes here and there, different objectives, different challenges. There's just so much variety that this game could have to me that I think with bounties, we are kind of seeing that, which I really, really like. With Gauntlet, I think we're getting there, but it is still unfathomable to me that we had 10 years almost, I think it was like 8 years, of the exact same game mode structure, and it sucked for all 8 years. It's impossible. It's genuinely impossible, so at least we're somewhat better here. Okay, we have the hero pack, and I'm sorry if you hate this. We're going to roulette this. I've got all the players we can get in this pack right in front of me. The first one, the biggest one, is Ramirez from Brazil. And it's not Ramirez. Okay, well, didn't think we'd get him anyway. France, we've got Matuidi, Bompastor, a couple interesting options here from France, and we do not get any French players. We got to go Ivory Coast next. We got Doumbia and Gervinho in here from Ivory Coast, and it's Nicolas Pepe. All right. I guess Colombia is a Barbo. Let's try and see if we got a Barbo in this, actually. A Barbo? No, never. Ireland's Robbie Keane. I would like to get Robbie Keane or try him out, maybe. Never, ever. We're starting to run out of good options here, folks. Spain's Guti and Capdevila. Can we get Guti or Capdevila? No, we cannot. This is not good, folks. I think maybe Ledley King in England, but England's like, there's a lot of shitters in here, I believe. Nope. No English hero as well. We could get Aloueron. There's like, Aloueron's a pretty big dog left, or we can get Aljaber or Newer. No Saudi Arabians. Okay. I don't know who we got here, so I'm just going to click search because this might be like Dempsey. It's like a random nation. It can't be anything good. So we're going to click search, and who do we get? Scroll over one. We get a Dudek. It's actually not that bad. Dudek is going to be a nice keeper to use. It's nothing too crazy or anything, but he's not bad at all. He's 55k on the market. It's less than the pack, so that's not ideal, but is useful, I guess, so we'll take that. Let me know who you guys got. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Peace.